No?
No.
Oh.
Hide them quick. Are there any for me? Look somewhere private.
I can't believe it.
Go on, Kate. Take your letters and go.
Are you defying me?
Don't think so. If I was, I would know, wouldn't I?
Why can't I have coffee?
You can.
Oh, thank you. You just said I couldn't.
Well, you can.
Oh, don't, Mabel. Whatever you do, don't play games with me. I'm up to here. Yes, really, here. Look, when I'm not in there, they don't move. I keep coming out hoping they'll get on with it, you know, a couple of pages or so. But they're at the same word I left. Still fighting over the word I left. Look!
What do you...
No, of course you don't. You're not the least bit interested in my work, are you?
Not this work, I'm not.
All work is work. And don't you forget it, my good woman. My bad news. No mail?
None for you?
All for Kate?
Yes.
All lacquer?
I don't know. I don't ask her.
That's my letterbox. I have a right to know what comes through it.
Is it awful in there?
Oh, awful. You've no idea.
They're quite awful people.
Oh, you have noticed that, have you?
Yes, over the last 3 days I have noticed that, yes.
I feel sorry for them.
I don't.
I do.
All right, you can have coffee and nothing else.
One of them is starving.
Which one?
Me.
If I feed you, I have to feed them.
Not necessarily. We could have a code.
I'll think of one. If I come in and raise my eyebrows, I've thought of one.
Good. Good.
Back you go.
Yeah, actually, I'm quite enjoying it. If the administration hadn't broken down, I could cope with it.
Oh, no, you couldn't. Last night you had to be put to bed.
Ah, last night.
Yes, they'll be gone soon. Which page have you reached? What day?
200. Well into 200.
The first 200 or the last 200?
Page 200. Well into page 200. Yes, I think we made a good start on page 200 since we didn't have breakfast this morning. Yeah, coffee's the thing. With coffee, I can skip a few lines, even the odd paragraph in the confusion of coffee. Then before you know where you are, we'll be into page 201 of The Twilight of the Reich. The Fuhrer dead, Magda Goebbels on her way. She loved him, you know. Magda, they all did, all his girls. I am lightheaded today. Is it hunger, I ask? I ask, can we devise a code for bacon butty behind the jardiniere? Can I rely on coffee confusion in a minute over page 201 and a code for bacon butty? Goering. Say Goering. It won't start anything because we finished with him yesterday. The way it was misunderstood yesterday. They'll just think you can't keep up. Say Goering when you've got a bacon butty stuck behind the pot plug, dripping with tomato sauce, warm. Very Reich Marshal image, that. Big fat bacon butty with a sausage in it, wrapped in it. Do you know what's holding him up on page 200? No, I tell a lie, 200A. Must not forget the A. The man himself, Adolf. I have not done justice to his love of music.
Oh, thank you for doing the typewriter.
Oh, that's all right, Melanie.
What?
It's electric.
So?
Did the plug.
Why?
Oh, so that it would go.
When?
Sometime last night. This morning, when you were asleep.
Really?
Yeah.
God!
Yeah.
My husband can't afford an electric typewriter.
Then he should hire one. We do.
Came very near to catching I at it, Mr. Maple.
Him? Fancy him, Ramona?
Who?
Sir Thing.
Sir William Thing? Has he? Now, why should he remember your father's birthday? It's all not going well with soldiers in spurts.
It's won all the prizes.
Yes.
What's all that doing?
What?
All that electrical.
Fry some bacon and plug the coffee pot in.
How much bacon? You're not going to feed them all?
No. Melanie comes in, she can have something. She's a nice girl. So can Stephanie, so is she.
What about Daphne? She's nice.
They're all nice.
Don't sound so angry about it.
I'm not. Answer it. No. No. I have decided not to feed any of them today, especially that awful Toby. He is dreadful, nitpicking his way through your father's work. And he's not even a producer, not even an actor or a director or anything. Every word.
And what is he then?
An expert.
On what?
Hitler.
Oh, how ghastly.
Quite. We're all experts on Hitler, aren't we? He tried to kill me. You're not. He didn't try to kill you.
That doesn't mean to say I'm not an expert on him.
Are you?
No, but I could be. My history doesn't go up to him.
Hitler isn't history. He tried to kill us. That isn't history. To think it's all still going on in my house, even now.
What?
All that awfulness. I don't know what your grandfather would say.
Did Hitler try to kill him?
Try? He did. And don't you forget it, my girl.
Oh, yes. Well, in that case, my grandfather wouldn't have anything to say, would he?
Exactly. And why? Well, I have lots to say. Answer it.
What?
The pipe.
Eh?
That phone call, it was for us. That's Melanie on the pipes. It's a code. Everything has to be in code today.
Hello? Ah, hello, Tom. Tom Lawrence.
Tom?
Hello, I met Melanie. I didn't know you had a Melanie. How did you get a Melanie?
Should Gordon be allowed another secretary? I'm not allowed another secretary after the mess I made of my last one.
We've got lots. The whole house is full of them. You could have had Melanie or Stephanie or...
Hey, would that be Oscar's Stephanie? Ah. Well, I'd rather have you, Mabel. Altogether more steady a lady for me, Mabel. You are. Now then, what time does the balloon go up, as it were? And are they all invited? All these Stephanies and people? Not that I wouldn't rather...
I know, you'd rather have me.
Yes, 7:30?
Yes, 7:30 for 8, and I do hope we've got them out of the house by then.
Oh, can't keep Melanie?
No, Tom Lawrence, I can't keep Melanie.
Poor Gordon. Isn't he knocked all of her...
Well, it isn't very fair, is it? I mean, 3 astonishingly beautiful girls, and Hitler, and his menopause.
Poor old chap. Shouldn't he try and live with it? Has he noticed I haven't sent a card?
No, he hasn't noticed you haven't sent him a card. How could he? He hasn't had any.
Ah, little soul. No one sent to him?
Yes, everyone has, but we're keeping them from him, aren't we? Mrs. Field is here to do the flowers. She's walking over across the courtyard now, like that would come from that place. Enter Mrs. Field, pursued by ducks. Now listen, be early and be dressed. Black tie, we're all dressing.
Right. Bye-bye, love. See you then. Oh, that's it. Sounds as if it's going to be dreadful.
Does it?
Yes. He's got a house full of boring people working on his film, so he'll be foul, rude to you.
Tom, he's always rude to me.
Oh, yes, but... Black tie. I mean, you don't going to go to all that bother, do you?
Pig!
I mean, it's a long drive in a tiara, eh? You know, you won't have anything to wear. It'll be all those producers and other people you despise.
Mummy,
Gordon will be showing off.
Melanie?
Who?
Ah, and wait for
Another
it.
card.
Stephanie.
Ah.
She is out of that house before I step foot in it and before you are allowed.
Melanie, I was told. Melanie.
I know who's there.
Well, you know more than I do then. Melanie, I was just told.
Who?
Ken!
How rude.
Donuts!
Ow.
Donuts!
Oh, I can't believe Gordon isn't enjoying it.
Oh, come on.
Donuts!
Well,
What?
speak.
Now. I'm sorry. Am I expected to say something?
Go on.
Well, it's only just that I can't see him just sitting there.
Where does it say Hitler sits?
He's not sitting, Toby.
No, I don't mean just sitting there. I mean just being there, just there while they're all saying all this. I mean, doesn't it go on for rather a long time? And doesn't it imply, and here I must take issue, doesn't it imply that the Führer was homosexual? You see, there's no evidence for that. Gordon, where is your evidence?
I don't have any.
I don't think it says anywhere in Gordon's script that
Perhaps
he
it would
was...
have been better if he had been. Is that what I'm trying to say?
I don't think you're saying that.
I'm not saying that.
what does this scene mean, then?
Which particular scene?
Page 180.
180?
The scene with young Private Arndt. Hitler, it says, lays his hand on his arm almost lovingly. Now, there's not a scrap of evidence
That Hitler loved anyone?
No, I don't think you can say that.
I can.
No, he loved his niece.
Is that why he shot her?
You're joking now, Gordon, of course. Now, you have dealt with that bit beautifully.
They said he shot her.
Yes, well, I don't think he did. You? I know you think he did, Gordon, just in the same way that you think Martin Bormann is still alive.
I don't.
Yes, well, you said you did.
I think that.
Yes, well, you'll have to convince me of that, Oscar. You really will.
Oscar thinks that.
Yes, well, I might just give that to you, Oscar.
Oh, go on then, go on. Give me a queer Hitler.
No, there's no evidence of any kind that the Führer was in any way abnormal.
There's no answer to that.
Sexually.
Look, Toby, I know you are the Hitler expert, but I am the pages expert, aren't I? I mean, I do them. I mean, my whole life is wrapped up in pages. I come down in the middle of the day and I say, good, grand, 10 pages so far. I am on page 200. No, 200A, at the top. So is... Yes, so is Oscar. We are. Why are you on page 180, which came yesterday... No, I tell a lie. This morning at about 2 o'clock. Why?
I couldn't get to sleep at all last night about it. Might I suggest almost affectionately?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Where is this?
Page 180. 180. Might I suggest almost, but not quite affectionately, because we don't want the world to think that Hitler was in any way peculiar.
No.
No.
Thank you, Gordon, because I do really want us to be on absolutely solid ground.
Indeed. Page 200A.
You haven't spelt it properly.
I have.
No, there's only one F.
Where?
There. You've only put one F.
I know.
And I'm useless at spelling.
Well, I'm not, and I despise anyone who is.
I find I can spell the difficult words. It's the simple words I can't spell. I could never be a writer. I can't spell.
I can spell. I find all words easy to spell. Your trouble is you can't count. Page 200A.
Yes, well, so long as it's understood that he taps his arm almost, but not quite affectionately.
It is.
Did that scene ever happen?
No.
There is no evidence.
Take it out.
No, it's a good scene.
Is it?
Well...
Yeah, Toby doesn't agree.
I think it's much more moving the way that it actually happened.
I knew it would be.
Have we decided on affectionately?
Yes, we have.
Toby might have a point, Gordon.
I'm sure he has.
Would you like me to state the facts as they took place?
No.
It might be important.
It's on page 180. Anything that came yesterday isn't important.
Oh, I think you're being...
I know what I'm being. I asked the plum tree. I'm starving. There you have it.
I would like to hear what Toby has to say.
Well, I'm sure I don't want to in any way...
Oh, do.
The facts.
Well, if I might give you the facts as they're known, then perhaps you can make up your own minds. You see, young Private Arndt... Well, we are going to call him Private Arndt, aren't we, Gordon? I mean, that is accepted.
General?
No. SS. Isn't he rather SS man, Arndt? I mean, after all, we have given the others their correct titles in the SS. Shouldn't we do the same by him?
Goering.
Where is it?
What? It's supposed to be a secret from you, but trust you to go and spoil everything for everyone. The way that poor girl is slaving to make everything nice for you.
Where is my bacon butty?
What?
You've eaten it! There is bacon grease dripping, positively dripping from your chin, Mrs. Field.
Don't you shout at me.
Don't you eat my food!
I've only your word. I didn't see your name on it.
Goring!
Don't you growl at me.
She said Goring at me, not you.
What are you doing
She's
here?
eaten my bacon butty.
Have you?
If I'd made it for you, it'd have had more bacon in it than that. I can go, you know. I don't have to do this. I'm only doing it for you. Yes, you!
Stop! I don't want you eating my food for me. Stop!
When will you stop?
When they stop.
When will they stop? If you don't get them out of here by this evening, Gordon, I am going to be very angry.
I am weak from lack of food.
No, you're not. You're just weak.
I don't believe there ever was a bacon butty there. You didn't put one in the arras. You stoked up the fire, said Goering, and blocked off the chimney. I know now you are cruel. You are fiendishly cruel, and you don't care about me at all. You and your monstrous regiment of women. Look at her. You, Mrs. Field. You'll be the first to step forward when they called for volunteers to run the concentration camps. You should be in there advising. You're an expert, and so is she, my wife. She knows all about Hitler, whereas I am all at sea, entirely at sea. A kind man, a weak man. Yes, yes, a weak man. Goodbye. When I go back in there, a weak old man, I am. When I go back in there, Toby will still have his mouth open to say the word that you stopped him saying by saying Goering, falsely raising my hopes and then dashing them. Scoffed by a traitor who is camouflaged the better to. Oh, the last resort of a coward, camouflage as well as the other. Oh, weak old man, the fat, crisply fried streaky dashed from his trembling. Oh. And as I sit, he will, Toby will, mouth open, continue his expert advice with the word that you stopped him saying when they questioned my spelling, Mabel.
If this continues, come downstairs again, Gordon. If these self-pitying monologues continue, Gordon, you are going to be very ill, Gordon.
I am.
Yes, you are. They are going to take you away. You are going to be taken away.
No, they wouldn't. Only workers get taken away. People like us don't get taken away. We have to shout and scream and pay through the nose to be certified. No, they're not.
Yes, they are, because you are going mad. Isn't he going mad, Mrs. Field?
He'd feel better if he kept still. There's more than one piece of bacon in the world, you know.
There is?
Yes, there is, and I'm going to get it for you.
You don't know how lucky you are. Have you had any of them obscene phone calls?
No. Well, no. Well, not really. Some of them were a bit near the knuckle.
They are not going to take me away, Mabel?
Yes, they are.
No, they are not. They are going to take you away. I have my safely arranged valve, you. You will be taken away, I shall be left to fight on.
I don't think I've ever been called a valve before. Are you feeling better?
Now that I know there is a little more bacon in the world.
Gordon, I'm going to go back into the kitchen, and I'm going to make you another bacon sandwich, and I'm going to put it in there, and then I'm going to come into my dining room, which is the only room in the house with curtains, and I'm going to say Goering to you.
Himmler.
Sorry?
Say Himmler.
No, we agreed Goering, and Goering it is going to be.
No, dangerous. They'll have broken the code by now.
I honestly don't care.
No. But you will when they all come rushing out of the ballroom to behind the jardiniere where nestles my bit of fat, killing Mrs. Field in the rush, thinking she's a bush in the rush. Tush, Hindu Kush. I can go no further with Ush. I am a dried husk of my former wet, juicy, full of squelchy fat life. What is the opposite of a husk? Doesn't have one unless it's a kernel. It's a covering, a husk. I am empty within. There is nothing inside me, Mabel.
No, and there isn't going to be any bacon either, because you've had the last of it.
I haven't had any.
Well, don't look at me with those glaring eyes. Ooh, they go right through you. Oh, we've had far too much Hitler everywhere lately. I went in the paper shop last week. They were full of him and his tanks. I wouldn't buy one. His tanks and his guns. There's no wonder there's dirty phone calls asking to feel bosoms.
Are there?
Apparently.
Am I responsible? Is the boom in Hitler to blame for the... Oh, yeah, there could be a connection.
Well, don't ask me to feel sorry for you. I had no breakfast either, you know, having to catch the bus and buy lumps of that stuff.
You didn't have to buy any of it. I got you some.
Oh, well, that'll do for the church. I'll get the vicar to pay for it.
Yeah, what lumps are these, and are they edible and not too recently attached to a living body?
I don't know what they're called. I don't arrange flowers. Lumps of green stuff for sticking flowers in.
Hills? Hills, they're called hills. They have trees stuck in them, too, and sheep on them.
Trust you to ask for the earth.
I want black pudding and I want Himmler.
You'll get toast and Goering.
I just told you before that I didn't want young Kate to hear. Well, I picked up the phone when I was doing a bit, well, helping with a bit of tidying up for some new friends, Mr. and Mrs. Rogers of Henleys. Helping with a bit of cleaning. Only I picked up the phone and this voice said, well, it said, could it feel my bosom? Well.
And what did you say to that, Mrs. Field?
I said, did he want Mr. or Mrs. Rogers?
Yes. Goering was a big man.
Oh! Oh, I wouldn't have said that in front of you, young Kate, for the world. Oh.
Oh, Mrs. Field.
Say what you like. Say what you like.
It's very beautiful, Mrs. Field. You are clever.
Eh?
It isn't you, Melanie. It isn't you. We're very fond of you and Stephanie. We think you're super. I can find nothing wrong with either of you. Please do have something to eat.
No, really. Is the system working all right?
Or the phone, banging on the pipes. Oh, yes, yes, marvellous. Not that it often is for us.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I know you are. I know you are, I know. If you weren't all so nice and so sorry.
We're all used to keeping going on coffee.
Yeah, well, that won't do for Gordon. Or Toby. I know it's awful, but if I start feeding Toby, he'll never go, will he? I mean that first day. I did nothing but feed him, and Gordon hates him. They hate each other. They do. It isn't Oscar. I mean, Oscar is a very talented man, dedicated to his work. I have decided not to feed anyone today. You see, we're trying to prepare this meal for Gordon tonight. It's his birthday. He won't accept it. He knows it is, but we have been told that he won't accept it, so it has to be a surprise birthday party, just a few close friends. Will you be gone by tonight? You've got to be gone by tonight. Please do have something to eat. You're so slim. You're all so slim. It's like living in between the pages of Vogue. I don't know that I can stand any more of it. Put that away, Kate. Away. If they see that, we're lost. If Gordon sees that... Wait, Kate, wait. And the car...
Escaping?
Yes, yes. I can smell food of the animal fat kind. I can wait. I can wait. I shall force myself not to search it out and dip great hunks of bread into its salty fat. I can wait. I feel at ease now. I could even go back in there and be nice to Toby. I can.
He's quite nice, really. A bit sad.
Yes, isn't it? You're right, Mabel. You're right.
He called you Mabel.
Coffee.
Are you alone?
Entirely.
Where are they?
Oscar had some phoning to do and he took Stephanie. Do you know the other girl's name?
No. Is she beautiful? I don't look.
No, I don't think you could call her beautiful.
Yes, she is. Young and beautiful.
I suppose it depends what you mean by beautiful.
I mean beautiful. Lovely skin, beautiful things, legs, toes, hair, young teeth. Young teeth.
Ava Brown wasn't beautiful, you know.
No, I know she wasn't. I haven't described her as beautiful, have I, Toby?
I quite forget what your description was. Don't you think that Oscar is just right with the casting?
Casting? I haven't finished writing it yet.
Well, don't you think she'd be marvellous? Now, where does it come?
Well, usually after it's written. No, I'm wrong. I have written films for people who have been cast as perfect before they were written.
Isn't it important to know?
What?
The actor.
Oh, I think so. So that you can find him when you want him, do you mean? In the queue among the others for the bacon butties of a morning. Do you mean? It's a stage one so rarely gets to nowadays.
Well, as you know, I know nothing whatsoever about making films. I'm just a man with a passion for the Third Reich. I do go to the theatre occasionally and the opera and a few films, but not many. Not since The Wizard of Oz. So if you tell me that, then I must accept it. What?
What?
What stage doesn't one usually get to?
The bacon butty stage. Coffee and bacon butties of a morning on location. On location, best part of a film. Trenchermen like you should know that, Toby.
Yes, well, I think we're safe in Oscar's hands, don't you? Oh. Pretty. You've described her as pretty. I think that's a generally accepted definition of Ava. That is what makes Oscar's choice so exact.
You don't tell me I've forgotten. I seem to remember that I thought at the time I would forget, because it was so on the button, it was bound to be someone I didn't know, who is at the moment put up for everything. Albert Finney, am I right?
Oh, it would be marvellous if we could get him.
Oh, wouldn't it, wouldn't it? Oh, the joy, the joy.
Yes, but we won't get him.
No, he never does anything unless it's absolutely first class.
Doesn't he?
No, never.
Well, you can't blame him. After all, when you get to his stage...
Oh, quiet. When I learn to spell, you mean?
You can pick and choose.
Can I?
I can't spell, so you're in good company.
I can, Toby. I can.
What is wonderful is that Oscar doesn't seem to mind. It's not the kind of thing that bothers him. I think he might be a genius, don't you?
No.
He can see just what you're trying to say. He is a superb visual artist. The way he saw your first scene, well, I shall never forget that. He read it and he knew exactly what it was. Whereas the rest of us, well, I suppose you must have known what you were trying to say. You must have had some idea.
Oh, I did.
But he could see it all.
Could he? Come with me, Toby.
You just made a quick impression of the scene, but he brought it to life for me.
Come on.
Where?
Through there, across there. Through the wood that has appeared in my hall. Down there. Now then. Scene. Führerbunker. Night. Concrete slimed with condensation. Streaked orange where it isn't plastered. And painted a dull grey. Cables loop from overloaded junction boxes. And spew from crammed conduit. The hum of a diesel generator is steady, a constant. SS Hauptsturmführer Helmut Bulger picks his way over the tangled snakes of cable and fire hose on the dusty floor, over the huddled sleepers, their faces white. They gasp like oxygen-starved fish in their sleep. Maps litter the floor. A whimpering comes from a corner. Two figures in a sleeping bag, a tousle of blonde girl's hair. They copulate in the dust on the floor, the remains of food. A kick from the sleeping bag, and an empty wine bottle skews across the cellar floor. Under a table, on a much-marked map, is a young soldier of a grenadier regiment, fast asleep in full equipment. A Faust patron slung by a cord round his neck, cradled in his arms. His cuff titles proclaim Gross Deutschland, Africa, and his trouser fly is undone.
Now, this is where I must take issue. I can see why she stubs the cigarette out, because the Führer never allowed smoking in the bunker, but why does she light it up again?
Well, that's it, you fool! It shows he's dead, doesn't it?
Yes, but will they understand?
Who?
People in the audience.
Oh, allow us to worry about that. Those of us who make our living writing films, directing them.
I'm sure Oscar will be able to make something of it, so it doesn't really matter if it's all rather vague, and I don't think he'll make it the least bit vulgar.
I am relieved.
We're in safe hands with him. He was nominated for an Oscar, wasn't he, Oscar?
Nominated? Remain here. Remain here!
Oh, I beg your pardon, my dear young lady. Allow me to offer you one of these.
No, thank you.
They're marvellous, simply marvellous. I think Oscar is brilliant, don't you?
Yes.
Yes, of course he is. You're all devoted to him here, aren't you? Yes. Well, it's difficult not to be. I know I am. I think we're a very marvellous little team here. Gordon is quite well known, is he?
For what?
Writing films.
Yes.
Have you read what he's written? Yes. Is it all right?
Who's going then? Me or you? No, I've got better things to do with my time.
I haven't eaten since last night.
Well, I have, so don't you tangle with me. The sooner you all go, the better.
What are they doing in here?
I don't know. Do you?
What are they?
What are they? His whole life is there. My husband's whole life.
Is it?
Yes.
I have awards.
Yes, you do, but what are they doing in here?
I don't have to put up with insults. I have been nominated and I have won awards. This round my neck, Evening Standard Drama Award. I know you only go to the opera. Wagner? Thought so. This, best comedy of last year, this. And Hitler had no musical appreciation at all. None at all.
What are they doing in here, Gordon?
They're mine. I won them fair and square over the years I've been a writer.
Yes, we know that.
Hey, he doesn't know that.
Why are all your awards on the table, Gordon?
As evidence.
Of what?
My prowess.
I see. This is no place for me.
Snickerdoodles! They're snickerdoodles. Does Kate know?
Yes, they are. They were.
Made by Kate for me.
No, made by Kate for everybody.
No, just me. Only for me. My favourite biscuit. And you have eaten all of them while I am starving. I will punch you on the nose, Toby Grant.
There is no need.
You gave them my snickerdoodles.
Yes, I said this was no place for me.
You said you were fed up with feeding them in this house and they weren't going to get another crumb.
Yes, well, I find that I am not able to do that, Gordon. Not entirely.
I am. Haven't you got something to say to me?
No?
No.
My husband is probably suffering from low body sugar. When he diets, he usually does go a bit potty towards the end of the day.
I do my best work when I'm hungry.
Yes, he does. We all do.
Do we?
Why are you so bitter?
Me?
Yes. We don't need to see your awards. You're one of the best screenwriters in the country.
Yes, I am.
Yes. I wouldn't be here otherwise.
Ah, but you're a young man with an Oscar nomination, Oscar.
Am I? Oh, yes, I'd forgotten about that.
Oh, wonderful. Get one of those, you can double your fee. I can hardly wait. I've been having to halve mine to get the work lately.
I do have a life of my own, too, you know. I don't want to stay here forever.
Neither do I. I'm a very busy man.
What was all that about?
What?
Well, this. Why?
Why? I don't honestly know. Oh, you know how it is. Come on, let's get on with it, or we'll be here all night.
All day.
Yes, all day and all night. I'm sorry about all this. I don't care how long it takes. Let's get it finished.
Journey.
Please go away. Ah, Oscar, I remembered. Why? Could I talk to you outside alone?
No.
Oh.
It's his house. He can talk to you alone if he wants to. Goering.
No, Oscar's quite right.
Goering.
Mabel, bring me a carafe of water and my tablets, please.
Which ones?
My when I'm getting overexcited ones.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Well, it rarely happens.
Gordon, I really must insist that Goering is outside, and I think you ought to go out there now and get him. You are becoming lightheaded through lack of food. Himmler is there for the taking with what you asked for. It really is Himmler, Gordon. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Oh, go away, Mabel. I'm really not interested in food. I've got a very bad first draft here. I haven't done it at all well. And these gentlemen have given of their time to help me sort it out.
You've gone mad.
You look to yourself, woman.
How dare you say that to me?
Do you mind if I go outside and talk to my wife alone?
Well...
You do? Right, let's get on with it. Come along.
Thank you.
I don't think it's all that bad.
You know nothing about it, Toby. Nothing. I know. Now, page 202.
What? Yeah, right, what?
Come here. You're not supposed to be here.
Oh, look, I was asked to come for Dad's birthday.
Come here. You've done it.
What have I done?
Ruined things. I knew you would.
Look, I've only just walked in through the door. How can I have ruined things?
You have come too early. You're bound to be seen.
How do you know it's his birthday?
Ah, known it for years, haven't we?
But he's not to know it's his birthday.
Well, he does know.
But how do you know he knows?
He was there.
Wilfred knows he knows, Mrs. Field.
I know he knows, but Mrs. Maple, your mother, God rest her, has given strict instructions that though he knows, he didn't want anyone else to know, so we don't know. Though here we are, so we gotta not know. He won't have it.
What?
His birthday, he won't have it.
Oh.
Oh, he won't like that.
Eh?
I had the last one was left there and he played Merry Adam.
Well, are there any more left anywhere? I mean, is it what happens here? New rule? Has he made a new rule? Food to be come upon. What? Hey, anything in the loo?
Come with me, young man.
Young man? Look, what have I done?
You've eaten his food, that's what. I'll tell on you.
Great idea, Toby. Great idea, eh? Loses 3 whole minutes. Not important at all. Well done, Toby.
That floor polisher isn't any use to you. 'Tis electrical.
I know.
Oh, well, so long as you know. Only it hasn't got a plug on.
I know. So that it will go.
Wonderful, Toby. Well done. Page 300. Soon be able to go home. Ah, I am home.
So that it would go. So that it would go.
Eh?
And he, this, your son.
Oh, you're doing wonderfully well, aren't you, Wilfred? Reading plays for the RSC. Found another Edward Bond yet?
No.
Oh, let us know when you do. That'll be the day. You'd like that Oscar, wouldn't you?
Wilfred, I'm glad to say, has eaten your Goering or Himmler or whatever you choose to call it.
Quite right, too. He's a growing lad. You need plenty of fish for reading in the dark, Wilf. Or is that carrots?
I refuse to play this ridiculous game any longer. You are all going to eat. If that is the only way I can get my husband to eat, you are all going to eat. Yes.
No, darling.
Darling?
Yes, that's right, you. We'd rather not. We're doing so well starving, aren't we? Page 300. No. 300A.
Gordon, you need food.
No, Mabel. You need him to need food.
Right.
What do you know about it?
You really are brilliant, Oscar. Toby said you were.
I see.
No, he's right, Mum. Well, look, it is the only way that you can be involved, isn't it? Eh? Well, I mean, you've seen her. I mean, everyone appreciates it. I mean, the Nosh, I mean, she's very good, marvellous cook. I mean, everyone enjoys it, but... Well, you know, it's a bit like those social workers I used to be involved with, you know. Well, they always seem to get more out of it than I got out of it. Right?
Right.
Yeah, right.
I see.
Whoa! Oh, that is a... Well, that is a bit heavy, isn't it? I mean, in front of people I might one day employ, as it were. Heavy. Well, happy birthday, Dad.
Eh?
Mabel.
Go away.
I've only just come. That's your invitation. Mabel? But Jenny won't come in unless she has a clearance.
What?
What's the matter, love? Have we come on the wrong night? Do you want us to go for a walk round the village, look at the big house?
We are the big house.
Hey, you've been having a weep. What's he done to you?
Nothing. Oh, go away, Tom. I can't talk to you. If I talk to you, I shall start crying again. Where's Jenny?
She'll be no help.
Yes, she will. I want to talk to Jenny.
Eh? What about? I've been very good lately.
About you. No, not about you. About him.
Ah, him. Well, you can talk to me about him. I'd be delighted to hear about him.
I want to talk to her.
Has he finally gone too far?
I want to talk to her about Gordon.
Right. Who knows Gordon better than I do?
I do.
Oh, well, yes, of course you do. Oh, of course you do. And Jenny knows me better than I do. Or Gordon does. But in certain things, Gordon knows me. Well, knows of me. Well, doesn't. But does know, as it were, things I've done. You know. Sort of thing men do. Sort of things they wouldn't want their wives to know. No. Not that. Yes, he does. And I know things. Oh, no, I don't. No, not Gordon, no. But, well, innocent things. Yes, things I know, not the sort of things he knows about me, I mean. You know me. You know Jenny. Well, she won't come in unless you swear. She wants it in writing, a clearance. She'll believe you. She said, we have been out there 20 minutes deciding, arguing about how we'd know. She does not intend to set foot unless... And I'm not allowed in if... But if, she couldn't face the thought of bumping into. You know what I mean? So I was supposed to come in, keep my hands to myself. She said that, actually said it. She's an idiot. My wife's an idiot. Well, she's not. Didn't get much chance of an education. Oh, well, I know you went to the same school, but, well, you are perfect. No, I mean it. You are the perfect woman. I know that. Gordon knows that. Gordon knows that. Jenny knows that. That's why she gets in such a temper about you. Well, no, not you, no. Not this time. No, is Stephanie still here?
I don't know.
Ah, well, good. Well, isn't she nice?
Who?
Stephanie?
Yes.
Good. Now, have you got some paper? Gordon's room?
No.
Well, I'll need some or I won't get Jenny back in here.
I have been crying.
Ah, have you? Oh dear.
I'm distraught.
Are you?
These people...
Which people?
In my house. In our house.
Well, I can't find anyone in your house. I have looked everywhere. I can't find anyone.
Cars?
Well, only that beat-up Rover your husband drives. I think. You get so used to seeing something, you expect it to be there. He always leaves it in the same place. Doesn't it always rust in the same spot?
You didn't see it?
Of course. Well...
He's gone.
Oh, don't cry.
I'm not going to cry.
Ah. Well. There's nothing wrong with a good cry. Get it out of your system.
What?
Whatever's in it. I'm very worried.
About what?
You.
You mind your own business about me.
Yes, I will. Mabel, we are in an intimate situation.
Quiet! Get out!
Yes, I shall.
I want to talk to Jenny.
What about?
About you. About you and about him. Him.
She's not the sort of person to talk to about anything, Jenny.
Yes, she is. She's a writer's wife.
Yes. Yes, she is that. But not like you're a writer's wife, eh? No. Not his every whim like you are. Every time he turns round, there's a sandwich in his hand, eh? I mean, Jenny was something. Could still do anything. Bright, good-looking, talented. But you're the sort of writer's wife every writer dreams of. Always cooking. Aren't you? Always cooking. Looking after the brats. You've got... Well, I mean, Jenny does that. But you've got a much better ear than he has, you know. He used to have a good ear. Didn't we all? But he's dulled it with alcohol. Well, I expect he has. I have. Jenny says I have. No. We're both doing all right for wives. She's all right. Bit bourgeois? Well, aren't we all? Except George Hornby. He's not. And the others, you know. Oh, dear. I don't feel well, Mabel. Well, what's happened?
I've been insulted.
Ah, by Gordon?
No, by my son. Brought about by Gordon. They said that I couldn't function unless I provided...
Can you? Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Yes, it is.
Good. Good. She, did she say she knew me?
Who?
Stephanie!
No.
Oh.
Is she one of your...
Well, no, not entirely, but you see, Jenny thinks she is. Gordon has a different way of keeping you interested in him.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. Can I go now? I feel out of place.
I wish you would.
Look, if you wave from the window, she might accept it.
What?
That the place is clean, you know, cleared of all young ladies who might not know me or might not want to know me.
Is she still outside?
Yes.
Jenny! Jenny!
When do I get my present?
You don't get one from me.
What are you doing in here?
Comforting your wife.
No. Have I got a clean shirt?
Where is everybody?
The kids are preparing a surprise. I've got you a present.
Yes, I've got you one, but Jenny won't let me have it unless you... Well, no, not you. Mabel, she doesn't trust you.
Doesn't she?
Quite right.
Anyway, I've got to have a clearance in writing, signed by Mabel, to say the house is clear of Stephanie.
Ah, hey, she's lovely, isn't she?
Yes, even I think she is.
Well, you know...
I'm far too sensible to be involved with you, Tom Lawrence.
Yes, I know. But keep it going with Jenny, eh? Eh? And then say you're not sure. She might be lurking, eh?
You're getting it.
What?
The menopause. You're getting it.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are, isn't he, Mabel?
Hot flushes, you mean?
Is that a sign?
Of course it is.
Oh, good, because one wants to be ready for it when it happens.
Do you mean to say you haven't had any?
No, no. None at all. Ah, he's a great bloke. Great bloke. Left me a bottle of the Dom.
Where is it?
Oscar.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was all so petty. I thought, let's get on with it, get it finished. So I did. Oh, I'm starving, aren't you?
Salt.
Who is that at the end of the table?
Oh, yeah. Well, he's with the Arts Council, aren't you, Reg?
Yes.
Well, he's come to give the barn the once-over, no, I mean, the theatre.
Oh, nice of you to ask me to...
What?
Stay.
As long as you like. Any chance of a grant?
I think so.
Well, really?
If I gave Dennis the figures.
If I can get a grant, why not?
It's an early.
What's the matter?
You got a number.
There's names on the wall.
25 quid name on the six.
Yes, I know.
Well, what do I
The kids don't seem to feel it, do they?
Well, they wouldn't, would they? It's not a living. I haven't done justice to Ribbentrop. Touched on Ribbentrop.
Happy birthday.
Oh, what is it? Box of matches?
There, let me show. There you are. Drive you mad, that. Stop you working. And there's something else.
It's quite pretty, you know.
Take your jacket off.
Oh, another one. Oh, say.
This will drive you crazy. This is the best thing you've ever heard.
Get the